For most of human history, national security was defined by geography. You drew a line on a map, and you built a physical barrier to defend it. By the middle of the 20th century, that doctrine had reached the edge of its physical potential. Nations amassed enormous stockpiles of intercontinental weapons, creating a standoff based on the threat of geographic destruction. Now, as the United States prepares to celebrate its 250th anniversary, global tensions are accelerating once again. But the old maps detailing where those conflicts might happen are rapidly becoming obsolete. Fortifying borders is no longer enough to guarantee a nation's safety. The new battlefield surrounds us completely, yet it remains entirely invisible. Trenches of mud and steel still exist, and conventional localized conflicts continue to play out on the ground, but they only represent a fraction of modern warfare. Today, a nation's power grid, its financial institutions, and water supplies can be crippled without a single enemy combatant ever setting foot on its soil. The front lines have migrated into digital servers, low Earth orbit satellites, and social media networks. Concrete and barbed wire offer no protection against a malicious algorithm or a coordinated disinformation campaign. This reality is forcing military planners to discard decades of defensive architecture. The center of geopolitical gravity has shifted away from remote missile silos. It now resides in places like the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, sprawling research campuses dedicated to theoretical physics and computer science. The speed of military development is now tethered to exascale computing, systems that can perform a quintillion calculations every single second. These machines allow researchers to model entire conflict scenarios and weapons physics with such fidelity that they can outthink and outdevelop an adversary before a single piece of hardware is ever built. This processing capability even allows physicists to manage and modernize existing nuclear stockpiles purely through digital modeling, bypassing the need for physical detonations. Because these systems can predict and neutralize threats in a digital environment, raw processing power has become a primary deterrent, a weight on the strategic scale as heavy as any nuclear warhead. That technological superiority directly enables drone dominance. Continuous, unmanned aerial surveillance and automated strike capabilities have replaced human patrols across vast stretches of geography. Meanwhile, cognitive warfare treats human psychology as a vulnerable operational domain, using targeted information manipulation to destabilize populations from the inside out. This chart maps a dangerous paradox. Nations with heavily reinforced physical capabilities, but lacking equal cyber defenses, risk total systemic collapse. Correcting this imbalance requires tech sovereignty, securing domestic supply chains, from raw materials to custom AI architecture. Today, a country's defense is only as resilient as its most fragile algorithm or imported processor. In this environment, maintaining control over technology is a matter of survival. Yet possessing the most sophisticated algorithms and the fastest processors cannot guarantee security in an invisible, hyper-connected battlespace. In the past, the rapid escalation of destructive power forced rival nations to the negotiating table, resulting in international treaties designed to pull the world back from mutual annihilation. We are now seeing a similarly urgent race, led by institutions like the UN Institute for Disarmament Research. They are working to establish actionable frameworks and legal norms to govern cyber operations, orbital assets, and lethal autonomous weapons. The problem is that autonomous systems are evolving by the day, while international diplomacy often measures progress in years, leaving massive gaps in global regulation. Deterrence is no longer won solely by the nation with the smartest weapon. It belongs to the one that can write the international rules for how that weapon is used. The framework of global security has escalated from stone walls and nuclear standoffs to a reliance on deep learning algorithms, open-source intelligence, and cyber resilience. Warfare has expanded beyond the confines of geographic borders and human limitations. Global security is now a precarious balance. It requires technological capability measured in floating-point operations, paired with international governance designed to keep those systems under control.